all my relations, which means we are all related.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
The opinions expressed in the following programs are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect those of Rogers Cable or Rogers TV.
Hello, and thank you for joining Age-Friendly Caledon Conversations. This is a segment series in which we discuss the services and supports available to seniors in Caledon and in its connection with Age-Friendly Caledon. I'm your host, Ken Weber, and today we are discussing, in fact, we're talking a lot about one of the great gifts in Caledon, the Caledon Public Library. Our guests today are Laura Noloth, who is Coordinator, Communications and Community Development. Welcome, Laura.
Thank you.
And Gillian Booth-Moyle, who is the Management Lead of Visiting Library Services. And that's certainly something we want to talk about because it's a new concept and it's pretty exciting, I think, especially for seniors. So let's begin with something very basic, if we may, Laura, that the access to this great treasure trove in Caledon is a library card. You got to have a library card to use all these wonderful services on the library. Can you tell us how you go about getting a library card and what it means?
Absolutely, Ken. Your Caledon Public Library card is the key to the operation. And there's a couple of ways you can sign up for a library card. One is an instant card. You can get it digitally. Just sign on to our website and you can get a library card right away. And that will open the door to our digital services. You can browse our collection. And it is active for 30 days. And we encourage those people who get an instant card to come into one of our 7 branches to get their permanent card and create their profile and open the door, so to speak, to more services, resources, and all the wonderful things that the library offers. And the best thing, the Caledon Public Library card is free.
And so is everything at the library, right? It's the services are free. The materials you have can be accessed free. No, it's the best deal in town, isn't it?
Absolutely. We're not biased here. We think it's a wonderful opportunity for all of Caledon residents to have a Caledon Public Library card. It is free, and it opens the door to all ages to grow and discover and create and do marvelous things.
Can I pick up one more little thing on that? Open the door. When you've got a library card, I mean, anybody can access the Caledon Library website, right? You can open the website on your iPad or on your computer, on your phone, but to make use of all of those wonderful things that you find on the website, you need the library card for that?
Some resources will ask to, for instance, I'll give you an example. If it's a digital resource or a resource that the library provides, it might ask you for your library card, input your library card to then open up the resource and use it at no cost. But primarily, to check out a book, to check out an item in our library of things, you just need your card.
Bottom line, have the card. Thank you. Okay, let's go to one of these really exciting and new services. I mean, proof that this isn't your grandparents' library anymore. In fact, it's not even your library of 20 years ago, if I remember correctly. And that's the system in which you're the management lead, Gillian. It's the Visiting Library Service. Now that already is appealing to seniors, just the sound of it. Can you tell us about what it is and how it works.
Certainly. So the visiting library service actually brings the library to residents' homes. If they are unable to come to the library in person, it's available for an extended period of time, either temporarily or permanently. It's open to residents of Caledon with a valid public library card, and materials are delivered once a month by volunteers. And how it works is that our staff select materials based on residents' interests. So they might like mystery or romance, things like that. We will select those materials for them.
May I interrupt you there?
Certainly.
Can patrons select material that they want and you'll have that delivered in the
Yes, they
visiting
can.
service?
They can. They can place their own holds. If they have access to our website, they can certainly place their own holds.
And so it's a two-way street.
It's a
we
two-way
can
street.
pick our own, or you will help select for us. How frequently does that happen, where you generally pick and bring materials to a patron?
Generally speaking, volunteers pick up and deliver once a month.
So you don't have to be responsible for bringing it back either. If it's delivered to you, it's also picked up.
Yep, materials are actually checked out for 4 weeks, but the loan period can be extended if needed.
Now, when you say materials, is this everything in the library of things? You even give out musical instruments, don't you, in the library?
We do. With the visiting library service, just for logistics, normally it's usually books, audiobooks, magazines, and DVDs.
That's still a pretty good load of stuff,
Yes,
isn't
it
it?
is.
There's no
It
reason to
is.
be bored at home if you've got this kind of service.
Exactly.
That's really marvelous. Another service that I know that the libraries, and I've been on your website again recently, so looking at all these things, and that's something that's really crucial for our seniors, and that's the technology. Every senior has a personal consultant. Mine is 11 years old, and she's very good, but she has no patience. I can't get her to sit still. So I can get a lesson from her in a very brief order, and then it disappears. I need someone around to answer the second question I have. The library can do that. If a senior goes into the library, Laura, and says, I've got an iPad. It's a new iPad. I want to know how this thing works because it's exciting and I want to get into the 21st century. What does the library do?
Wonderful. We have several different ways, whatever way the customer feels comfortable with, starting with library staff. Our staff are very knowledgeable and very responsive. If you come into any one of our 7 branches and have a question, a technology question, our staff are there to help navigate your way through the tech world. As well as we have a program called Tech Savvy Teens. And Tech Savvy Teens are, just as it says, a group of teenagers, they're teens, and what better way to learn and navigate and understand technology than to talk to the generation that grew up with it. So they provide a wonderful support for technology questions and guidance.
May I interrupt? That's healthy for seniors too, to be talking to teens, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And the teens teach, so if I want to learn from scratch, I can take advantage of this teen support, these teen teachers.
Absolutely. Tech Savvy Teens are there to guide you through, to show you how to access that new device if you've been gifted it, and you just want to learn more about it.
Are they at every branch or just select branches?
They are at select branches. We do have 7 branches, but check our website. We always refer to check the website for dates, times, and because they do have a schedule.
And then if I have a single question about something that I can't make work, I want to access a book online and read it on my iPad, and I'm having trouble, do I need to make an appointment at the branch when I go in, or do I?
No, you can, if it's a single question and it's something that you don't need a lot of in-depth guidance on, absolutely. You can certainly talk to our staff and they can help you. We do have computer classes. They're basic Tech 101 classes. If you want a little bit more information, as well as our staff have programs that will teach you how to access our collection. So some of our collection is digital, and if you need to know the technology and learn about the technology to access that collection, we offer programs for that as well.
When you say programs, this is something that's taught in the branch?
That's right. It's a setup. It is a certain. It's a certain date, certain time. Come together and learn about a particular technology. And
how do I know when one of these programs is being offered? Is there a newsletter or?
Absolutely. There's a couple of ways you can keep informed about our events, and that's our calendar. Our public calendar is on our website at caledon.library.on.ca, as well as you can sign up for our e-newsletter. And our e-newsletter is a monthly electronic letter that comes right to your inbox and has information about upcoming programs.
So you know in advance if you can select from a variety of programs where you can. That's really very valuable. And are there any other tech things that we should know about? Because this is a big barrier for a lot of us seniors.
Absolutely. I'll just share a couple of more. If a self-directed tutorial is more preferred. We have self-guided at your own pace tutorials that you can sign in and learn about a particular tech subject, and it's through a resource called Niche Academy.
And I follow this on my iPad or on my laptop, watching it's on the screen.
That's correct. And you can stop and start and re-watch at your own pace. It's a wonderful option. As well as the Caledon Public Library has a partnership with Caledon Community Services, and they offer Cyber Seniors. And Cyber Seniors is a multi-week registered program where they do one-on-one training at a very comfortable pace. So it usually 4 to 6 weeks, once a week, but it is registered. So you just have to watch when the new session is offered, sign up for it, and then.
And this is again on your screen.
That it's an in-house opportunity. So you would come to one of our branches and meet with the instructors.
Okay, so this is an in-person one, which is really also pretty interesting too. Okay, we're getting the signal that our section is all ready. We've only covered two ideas, but my goodness, they're so important to the senior population of Caledon that we have it. So we're going to be breaking very shortly, and after the break we'll come back. I want to talk about some of these services and clubs. There's so many opportunities that seniors have, actually the whole population has. There's no excuse for being bored with the Caledon Public Library around, is it?
Nope.
Thank you. We'll be back.
Oh, hi there. I'm Mark Grice, the artist, and I'm just preparing another canvas with a sketch on it that I'm going to paint for you in my show called Mark Grice, the Artist. I start out with a photograph in my hand, and in 1 hour I complete a painting right before your eyes. Now I got to get back to work getting it sketched out on the canvas so you can watch the show right here on Rogers TV.
Welcome back. We're going to go at another one of those really exotic and exciting services in the library, and Jill is going to tell us about maker spaces. What is that?
So maker spaces are spaces where you can come in and we create. You can use, we have what's called a glow forge, so you can create coasters, wooden coasters, things like that. We have embroidery machines. We have a recording studio. We have a Cricut, so you can make tote bags and different kinds of things like that. It's an amazing space.
It's a wonderful service for people who want to do something with their hands and occupy themselves making something.
Absolutely.
Maker spaces, what a great... Where are the maker spaces? At 1 or 2 branches or all branches?
We have, currently we have 2 maker spaces. One is at our new Caledon East branch, Corey Trepanier studio. We also have at our Margaret Dunn collaboration studio.
That's an absolutely wonderful idea. There's also, I think while we're talking about that, there's also the Library of Things, which again is a new concept. What's that, Laura? The Library of Things.
Oh, it's wonderful. It's the things that you don't think or you don't associate the library with. So these items can be borrowed just like you would borrow a book. So you can come into any one of our branches or check our catalog, and you can borrow, and I'll just give you a few. You can borrow musical instruments. You can borrow, and that involves drums, guitars, ukuleles. You can borrow walking poles, binoculars if you're birders, park passes, life jackets. That was a new one we just added. If you're going up to the cottage and you're expecting visitors and you don't have enough life jackets, you can come into the library and borrow some life jackets. And we have adult as well as child. And this year we added dog life jackets.
Isn't that something? And this is all free.
Yes.
No fees.
You just need your Caledon Public Library card, and you can borrow Library of Things.
A magic card to have that. Isn't it amazing? There's also something else that I see on your website that is happening a lot, and these are clubs that you form at the library, which are organized around the community. Can you describe a few of the clubs for us, please?
Absolutely. We have art clubs as well as writing clubs. And the writing clubs are at several of our branches. They're led by a community lead. They are not critical. You can come in at all skill levels. If you're just a junior writer, you can come on in with no fear of having your work critiqued too hard. It's very welcoming, very positive. You can have your work critiqued at these Writer Inc. clubs, and they're just wonderful, just to get the creative juices flowing and bounce your ideas off of other writers.
And this is available at any one particular branch or all the branches?
These Writers Inc. clubs are at specific branches. The locations are on our website, as well as the dates and times that they meet. They meet regularly. But I do want to say you can't have a library without having book clubs. So we do have.
Yes.
We do have book clubs. We have many. They are sort of our mainstay of the Caledon Public Library. They're wonderful. There's one, I believe there's one close to every branch, and they're a wonderful way to socialize, talk about a book that you read, and they're wonderful to get connected.
I'm sure they're very popular
Yes.
because I know a lot of people who belong to book clubs. Can you walk me through the process? I want to join a book club. I really don't know what kind of book club I want to belong to, but do I start by going to a branch and just saying, I want to be in a book club? Is that what happens?
You certainly can. You can walk in, and our coordinators at all 7 branches can provide the information you need. The book clubs do have a schedule. They meet on a certain day of the month and at a certain time. They meet at the branch. And so our coordinators can provide that information. But that information is also on our website. And you can go in and find a club that's close to your residence and find out when they meet. And there's no registration. You can show up. So if it's Wednesday at 7, show up Wednesday at 7 and join the club. And if you would like to know what book they're reading or discussing at that meeting, you can ask our branch coordinators to give you the title of the book, get a copy of it, and join the discussion that evening.
That's really important. So there's no rigorous registration process that you have to line up to be in Club X and you have to guarantee that you're going to read book Y in order to belong. It's much freer than that, isn't it?
Yeah, the books are selected, they're pre-selected, so we know the book that the club will be reading on a particular month. So if we have very avid readers and they want to read ahead, you will know what book is being discussed in December, and at that date in December, you have read the book and you can come to the meeting and discuss it.
So when the club meets, the coordinator is a chairperson, or is the discussion spontaneous?
There is someone that will lead the discussion, pose a question, bring a question forward, start the discussion off, and like all book clubs, the book clubs that I've been associated with, you can go off on tangents, but you come back to the questions, and they're very enlightening. And when you do read a book, you want to discuss it and share your ideas and your feelings of what that book brought out. So the book clubs are great.
Yeah, and there's no exam. So
No.
You're there purely to enjoy the situation.
Absolutely.
Now, I just want to make sure this does always take place in a library branch, or there are book clubs I know that meet in private homes as well, but that's an independent of the library, is it?
That's correct. The ones that meet outside of our branches are, if you want to use, they're private, and they can borrow book club sets that we have. So we have sets, full sets that are in a bag. We call them book club in a bag sets, and you can sign those book club in a bag sets out, bring them back to your private book club, share the books, and then after the book has been discussed at your meeting, put them back in the bag and bring the bag back to the library. So,
how many books approximately? I mean, so that how big does a club get? 6 or 7 people? 7 or 8?
some of our sets, Jill, are quite large. We have at least a dozen books.
Yes.
Yeah.
Audiobooks and large print books are also available within those sets.
Within the sets?
Within the sets, yeah. We usually have 3 to 4 copies of the large print as well as an audiobook.
So you'd have print, large print, audiobook, so that you're not inhibited about, when it comes to joining a club, because you may have a bit of a hearing loss or you may have a bit of visual loss.
That's correct.
That's really, that is very exciting. Okay, I'm just checking the clock here to make sure, because there's 2 other issues I think we'd be remiss if we didn't get them in. And I'm going to say these 2 words now, and you'll deal with one of them, I'm sure, Jill. Hoopla, which is strange to some people, and canopy. Let's start with hoopla. What is hoopla and why? Well, first of all, what is hoopla?
Well, Hoopla is one of our digital resources, and what it is you can go in with your library card and you can access ebooks, electronic books, electronic audiobooks as well. and they're available immediately. So you just download it to your tablet or your phone, and you can access that book or e-audiobook immediately.
And you simply use your own card, your library card, to do this.
Yes.
And it gets downloaded to your tablet or your laptop as you wish. And what's interesting about it is that the title may not come from the Caledon Public Library, because can you explain why the titles available are more than what's in the library itself?
Well, we're part of what's called a consortium. So this is there's about probably 20 to 25 different libraries in Ontario that are part of this consortium. And so this allows us to access a lot more resources than we would normally be able to access.
So that, yes, it's like, well, so your card, you belong to 25 libraries at once. That's not a bad deal.
Exactly.
And it's free again, right? Like
yeah,
everything
exactly.
else. Canopy is another version of this, right?
Canopy is similar. Sorry, Laura. Canopy is similar, but it's movies. So you can download and watch movies from Canopy. That
is pretty significant to me. Do you download a movie onto or is it live on your screen from another source? So that when I start watching that movie, I have to keep watching it? Just like going to the theater? If I leave, I miss, right?
No,
or does Canopy...
I believe you can pause. If I'm not mistaken, I believe you can pause.
Okay, but it's not something I can't get, unlike Hoopla, which I may leave on my tablet for maybe 2 weeks. The movie, I'm going to have to return within a reasonable time, like the same day.
Hoopla, I believe Hoopla and Canopy both have automatic return periods. So with Hoopla, I believe it's either a 7 or 14-day loan. It will automatically return.
So if you're neglectful, you don't need to, you won't be punished. It'll happen automatically.
No, it happens automatically.
That's very good. We have a little bit of time left to talk about one more thing: the many services that you do for the town. Can you talk about that, Laura, please?
Absolutely. We have printing, scanning, faxing services. So if you have a document that you need it to be sent somewhere, we have that option. We have free Wi-Fi in all our 7 branches. We have public computers that are free to use. Come on into our branches and you can use our public computers. We also are eco-friendly. We collect used batteries. So if twice a year you change the batteries in your smoke alarm and you don't know what to do with your batteries, bring them back to a Caledon Public Library branch, and we have collection bins at all 7 branches to drop the batteries off, and then we'll dispose of them in a very safe way. The last service I guess I would like to share is that we have town services. So you can pay your taxes at all 7 branches. You can pick up a well water testing kit if you are on well water and you need your water tested, as well as you can buy your garbage tags at all Caledon Public Libraries.
There is absolutely no limit to the Caledon Public Library.
That's right.
You can't be bored if you live in Caledon and have got a library card, and you can't be fooled by not knowing what to do or where to go. You've been really, really helpful, and thank you very much. Gillian Booth-Moyle and Laura Noloth, thank you so much for what you've been able to share with us about the Caledon Public Library. Thank you for watching. This is Age-Friendly Caledon, and please tune in to our other programs on Age-Friendly Caledon, available on Rogers TV and later on YouTube. For more information about Age-Friendly Caledon, about this particular topic on the library or others that we've done, you can phone the Caledon 311 number. You can email adult55@caledon.ca or visit the website at www.caledon.ca/adult55.
Connect with us by visiting our website or email us at comments@rogerstv.com.
on Rogers TV.
Think it's okay to drive high? Think again. Drug-impaired driving is as illegal as drunk driving.